The road stretched ahead, a ribbon of darkness cutting through the dense forest. The moon was just a faint sliver in the cloudy sky, barely illuminating the world around me. I gripped the steering wheel tightly, my knuckles turning white, as the headlights cut through the darkness like a knife. There was an eerie silence broken only by the low hum of the engine. I had heard the stories, the legends of this stretch of road, but I never believed them until now. The first sign of something amiss appeared in my rearview mirror, a flicker of movement that vanished as quickly as it had come. I shook my head, trying to dispel the creeping sense of unease. It was just a trick of the light, I told myself. But as I glanced back, there it was again, a shadow, fleeting and indistinct, but undeniably there. My foot instinctively pressed down on the gas pedal, urging the car to go faster. The forest seemed to press in on both sides, the trees looming like silent sentinels. I could feel eyes on me, unseen but undeniably present, as if the darkness itself was watching. The radio crackled to life, emitting a burst of static that made me jump in my seat. I quickly switched it off, not wanting any more distractions. The road seemed to twist and turn of its own volition, leading me deeper into the heart of the forest. Shapes flitted at the edge of my vision, vague and insubstantial. My heart hammered in my chest, each beat echoing in the silent car. A sudden movement in the trees made me slam on the brakes, the screech of tires tearing through the stillness. I peered into the shadows, my breath coming in shallow gasps, but there was nothing. Just the black expanse of the forest, indifferent and unyielding. I hesitated, my hands trembling on the steering wheel. Should I turn back? But a sense of foreboding hung heavy in the air, whispering that turning back was not an option. I swallowed hard, my throat dry and constricted, and continued on the winding road, the only path forward. As I drove on, the forest seemed to change, its very essence shifting before my eyes. The trees became gnarled and twisted, their branches reaching out like gnarled fingers. The moon, when it occasionally peeked through the dense canopy, cast an eerie glow that turned the world into a monochromatic nightmare. The air grew colder, seeping into the car despite the heater working at full blast. I shivered, unable to shake the feeling of being watched. The car's headlights flickered, dimming for a moment before flaring back to life. I cursed under my breath, my fear escalating as I realized how vulnerable I was in this desolate place. And then, in the distance, I saw it, a figure standing by the side of the road, bathed in the weak glow of the headlights. A woman, her face hidden in the shadows, her form ethereal and insubstantial. I swerved to avoid her, my heart in my throat, but as I sped past, I caught a glimpse of her eyes, hollow and empty, yet filled with an otherworldly longing. I dared a glance in the rearview mirror, half expecting her to be following, but there was nothing, just the road stretching on and on into the blackness. My thoughts tumbled, grappling with the inexplicable, the impossible, the horrifying. Who was she? What did she want? Was she even real? A sudden gust of wind rattled the car, and the headlights flickered once more, casting strange shadows that danced across the forest floor. My hands tightened on the wheel, the car's engine seeming to strain against some unseen force. And then, from the corner of my eye, I saw them. Figures emerging from the darkness, lining the sides of the road like silent sentries. They were all shapes and sizes, some hunched, some towering, all with eyes that glowed like dying embers. Panic surged within me, urging me to flee, to escape this nightmare. But I knew that the road would not release me so easily. The figures began to move, their gait unnatural, jerky, as if they were not quite of this world. They reached out as I sped past, their fingers brushing against the car, sending shivers down my spine. The forest seemed to close in around me, the road narrowing as if to trap me within its grasp. I felt a primal fear clawing at my mind, threatening to consume me whole. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, it was over. The road straightened, the forest receded, and I found myself in the familiar embrace of the city lights. I pulled over, my body trembling, my mind reeling. Had it all been a hallucination? A trick of my tired mind? But as I looked back at the road disappearing into the darkness, I knew that the horrors I had witnessed were real as the fear that still clutched at my heart. I started the car, vowing to never return to that accursed stretch of road, where the night held secrets darker than any human mind could fathom.